Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vegan Brie. I talk about all things vegan and cruelty-free beauty, and my voice sounds awful, but I need to film, so if I have to type stuff out, that's why. All right, we're gonna get into all the palettes that I tried this year. We're gonna count them. Now, it's crazy. This is almost my entire palette collection has been accrued from this year. I had to declutter at the beginning of the year, I believe, or last year. So let's get into my favorites. The top, less than 10 were really hard. So I hope no brands have their feelings hurt. This is nothing personal. If these are some of your favorite palettes, that's great. I like all these palettes except for I'd say 2. So nothing personal. So yeah, let's get into it. The worst palette, which isn't an awful palette, but the worst palette I tried in 2022 is from Iconic London. It is the Desk to Dance eyeshadow palette. I had such a hard time working with this, and I really wanted to like it, but the mattes are just they're not good, okay? I don't think any of them are good. I don't understand it's just the same shades, and they're not very good. There's a couple shades that are okay, but for 20 eyeshadows, I think it's pretty bad. I just don't like it. And then this was a mess. This is from Estate Cosmetics. It's their Mystic Forest palette. Huge pans like Juvia's Place. But it was just a mess. I mean, I think it was pigmented, but I'm talking about fallout everywhere. I mean, it's okay, but not my favorite. There's a lot better here. And then this is only because there's not a lot of eyeshadows in here. And then there's only one matte. I think the eyeshadows are fine. I like the face products, but we're not talking about face products. We're talking about eye products. This is from Pure Times the Bella, the Embrace Your Face Eye and Cheek palette. So this is the only matte in there, so that's why. But yeah, it's a good palette. It is not my favorite. And then I don't think this is new, but my mother-in-law gave this to me, so it's new to me. This is by the Beauty Crop, the Essentials face palette and eye palette. Kind of the same thing like that one, but there's just not a lot of variety. There is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 mattes in here. I mean, it's fine. It's not my favorite palette. It's not horrible. It's just not my favorite, but nothing wrong with it. And then we have the Fall Edit palette from Estate Cosmetics. Way better than their other palette, but there's just not a lot of variety here. I mean, it's not bad. These are not my favorite shimmers. These are not my favorite mattes, but they're not bad. It's just, again, not a fave. And then we have I guess these are kind of tied. As the Ciate London Velvet palette, or the Velvet palette. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not a lot of variety. The shimmers are decent. Not my favorite shimmers, not my favorite mattes. They're more like a satin, not like a matte necessarily. But again, not a favorite. I mean, it's fine. It's just not. I have ones that are whoa. And then we have the Doll 10 Enchanting Eyes palette. I hit pan on that, so it shattered. But it's just kind of a basic palette. But I do like that there's cool tones and more neutrals. It's easy to work with. It's a great everyday palette. It's just, again, it's not And then we have the Dominique Cosmetics The Moment palette. I mean, these are definitely not my favorite shimmers. The mattes are good. The shimmers are they're not bad, again, but they're not when you've had something really, really, really good, you're not gonna be oh, I'd rather go with that. I mean, I will still use it, but it's not, again, my favorite palette. I got that in BoxyCharm, and some of these are from Ipsy. And then, these are for different reasons. Okay. I don't know. These 3 are kind of tied. So we have the Ofra Cosmetics Signature palette and Symphony. This isn't bad. It's just there's not a lot of variety in here. It's, again, I mean, I love that blissful, the highlighters in there. This is I don't think I've tried Ofra. I don't think so. I think I've had liquid lipstick, and that's it. And when I decluttered it, I didn't use it because the shade was awful. This on me. But it's a pretty palette, but it's just not, there's not a lot you can do with it. But again, if you just need one eyeshadow palette, that's great. And then, this kills me because I love Manny, but I have a hard time reaching for these. Lunar Beauty's Nude Prism palette. I wish there was more variety of the shimmers. These honestly kind of I know they look sort of different in the light, but on the eyes, They look very similar. I do like the white highlight. I do like the mattes. His mattes are really, really good. This is great. Again, if you just need a one and done eyeshadow palette, you see one eyeshadow palette, that's great. But the shimmers, there's just not a lot of differentiation in them. But it is a really good formula. And then this is completely different, but this is the Lunar Beauty Moonspell Volume 2. Night and day better than the first one. Night and day. I do not like those shimmers at all. The mattes are good, except for like one. This is definitely better. A shade selection. I do like using this. Not my favorite shimmers, but they're nowhere close as, I mean, I'm sorry, but that palette is just, ugh. But I do like the shade selection. I, for some reason, don't always reach this. Like, I just sometimes get, I don't know, it's just a lot. Maybe just how it's laid out, I don't know. And I love these brands, so please don't get hurt. Like, I know these people, like, personally. The Nomad Cosmetics Whistler Snow Lodge. I have to rank these, okay? I wish, the only thing I would say is I wish there were more mid-tones other than the For Fox Steak. Other than that, even though I have hit pan on Sun Bunny, I do really, really like this. I just wish there was like a mid-tone green or like a mid-tone blue. There's a lot of darks and some lights. But other than that, I love this palette. So it's not because I don't like it. And then we have the Gourmande Girl with the Gourmande Girl Sieste L'Amour. You guys know I love, you guys know I love Gourmande Girls and I love Nomad Cosmetics. Those are my like top two favorite brands. I think kind of the same thing. I wish there was more mid-tones. I love this way more than the Modern Renaissance. Like, it's way more fun. I love the shifty shades, but I have to place these somewhere. So you know I love you, Christina and you know I love both of you, okay? And then we have the Sigma Untamed palette. This is not new, but this is new to my collection. They're just kind of like, the shimmers are not very good. In my opinion, they're very subtle, kind of. They're just not my favorite shimmers. The mattes are good, though. I don't really know why we need to have these two shades. Like, it's kind of redundant. But, I mean, it's a good palette. It's just the shimmers are not my favorite, which kind of bums me out because I'm like, I want, like, a palette where, like, I'm fine with pulling different palettes. Like, this is 3 different palettes. But I want them all to be good. And then we have the Gardens of Juvia's Place. My daughter got into this shade. Like I showed you guys that in another video. I love this palette. I do wish there was, I mean, like, there's no darks, and I totally get that. Like, this is just, like I like using this for, like, transition shades. The shimmers are beautiful, but I have to rate these. This is the only, like, mid-tone shade in there. Oh, honey, but it is really, really good. I do like that palette. And then we have Gourmande Girls Exquisite. I do like these a lot. They may not be my favorite purples, but they're still really, really good. And I like this as an everyday palette. I reach for this a lot in my Shop My Stashes because it's just easy to use. Like, I like using the blue for liner or my outer corner or like whatever. It's a good office palette. Like, it's very good quality. These ones hurt. Like, this section hurts. So we have the Galactic Gourmande by Gourmande Girls. I think it's just because there's not mattes, but I love the shimmers. I don't know why I don't use this more compared to my other Gourmande Girls palettes. I think it's because there's no mattes in it, but I do love them. Look at this. Like, I love shifty shades. Ugh. And then we have, I'll rate these, like, again, kind of tied. I tried these at the same time, pretty much. Maybe the Terra Moon's like a week earlier, but this is the Terra Moon's Cosmic Wanderer palette. I think it's just because there's no light shades in here. Like, it's very mid-tone to dark, which is fine, but like, again, I have to pull something else usually, like a lighter shade or lighter colored matte, but these are very beautiful shades, and like, it is just a really good formula. I try these obviously at the same time. These are the Glam Light Scooby-Doo palettes, the Raggy and the Creeps and Crawls. Oh my god, these are so good. So I don't think it's because they're bad. Like, again, I like the green. I wish there was like a light blue. And then also maybe like a brighter inner corner shade. I do really, really like these. So don't think it's because I don't like them. I do really, really like them. And then we have these are like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the next 8 palettes, I love all of them. I use them all very frequently. or if not, I did use them very frequently. It's just because it's time of year or because of my job. I work in an office job, like we're talking about courthouse, like, you know, so it's like a government job, so I have to be very professional. Like, I love this eye look, but first of all, it took me a while to do, and it's just not very professional. So anyway, these are like tied, okay, like pretty much equal. So we have the Nomad Cosmetics Monte Verde palette. These are not my favorite shimmers, especially for the brand, but they are still really, really good. I just wish they had, I don't know, a little more oomph, because like I really love the shades in the Hudson Valley palette a lot, and even the just their other palettes in general I prefer, but this is still a very good palette. Like I love the rainbow shades. It's kind of different. I love the brights. Like I like that they have a lot of variety within their brand. And then we have this is just because they're shimmer palettes. That's it. The formula, fantastic. Like these are my favorite shimmers. And the Glamlight, Divina, Terra Moons. Yeah. Okay. Gourmande Girls, Ethereal palette, and Radioactive palette. I love the crap out of this palette. Like, Liv dug into that shade, but I love this palette so much. It's just I can't even say it. Okay, I can't, no words. And then we have Radioactive palette, which I love too. This is a little bit of a darker palette compared to Ethereal, but it is just, oh my God. I had a hard time not using these for a while. And then we have the Nomad Cosmetics Paradise Islands palette. I love this palette as well. This is my least favorite shade in the palette. And also this one. But as you guys can see, I love the greens. The greens are really good. The blues are really good. This top, I mean, it's a really, really good palette. I, again, had a hard time not using that every day too for a while, if you go back to my reels and stuff. And then we have the Nomad Cosmetics Feet de Provence. I recently got this, I think October or September. I love this. I'm so glad I got it. I love the little beads. I love the colors. Like I even like the cool tone shades over here. Really good. I love that. And then we have Hudson Valley. I wish there was more shimmers. These are really good. I love that red. That's what I'm wearing today. It's a really, really, really good palette. Like, ugh. And then we have Gourmande Girls palettes. We have the Spectra palette, which I really love. Again, if you just need one eyeshadow palette, this is perfect. Or the Hudson Valley palette from Nomad Cosmetics, if you just need one palette. I love the brights. I love the neutrals. I love that there's a black. I love, like, there's lights, darks, midtones, you name it. Love that. And then we have the That Time of Year palette, which I mean, I just love the different take on Christmas and like with the holidays. Like I love the ethereal shades, iridescent shades, the colors, just yes. Okay, and I did try these this year. But I just feel like I haven't used them enough to really have a full review. Like I haven't used all of the shades in both of these, so I didn't want to count those. But yeah, let me know what your favorite palettes were of the year or palettes you did not like. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.